Full moon greetings, it's Grandpa. Now listen, I know everything is heckin' fricked right now with the environmental devastation and the tense politics and the deadly pandemics, and I'm sure lots of things on a personal level for all of you. And some very selfish people have taken control of the etch-a-sketch of reality of the sphere of Malkuth and shaken up the once very harmonious, beautiful picture of reality. And it's because we're letting them. As Paul Simon would say, this is the story of how we begin to remember. We must remember that we as loving people also have the power to take hold of that etch-a-sketch and redraw the beautiful image that belongs there. And there are a lot of third density ways of doing this through political change and environmental changes to our lifestyle, but I want to show you how to use a full moon ceremony to create that alchemy required to change the whole fabric of physical reality. And you should gather together as many people as possible for this ceremony. You could do it by yourself, but every person you add will increase your love power tenfold, or some big number, I don't know what number. And ask everyone to bring some offerings for the moon that is coming up. They can bring some DNA. If everyone has some DNA, they can bring like hair from their hairbrush and fingernails. This will kind of serve the purpose of signing your names to the message that you're sending out and involving your physicality in this spiritual dimension that you're creating. And if you know anyone who's good at inspirational speeches, even if it's yourself, prepare something, just a short inspirational speech for starting out the ceremony, and have people bring their new moon intentions that they wrote down that they can now bring to the full moon and offer up for harvesting those seeds they planted. And depending on your religious comfort with this is how I do it. These are all suggestions. I will start out by invoking the 4 directions at my fire that I've built in my fire pit. And this fire is for the full moon. And I'll invoke the directions. I have these plant bundles that I've made. This one is cedar that I harvested in Washington State, and I thanked the tree and asked for permission. And this is some sagebrush that my friend harvested in New Mexico. So it's important that we have a good relationship with the plants that we're working with and their sources. And so that smoke that will be burning is sending up messages to the spirits we're trying to communicate with. And so once we've invoked the directions and the spirits, the person who's good at giving the inspirational speeches can give their speech, and it'll be like a spiritual pep rally for the rest of the ceremony. And next it's time to offer up your things that you brought. Such as the hair from the hairbrush. You'll put that into the fire. The new moon intentions that are written down on paper, put that in the fire, send it directly to the moon. And also, if you have anyone in your group who is able to collect some menstrual blood to bring, that is a very powerful offering for the moon, because it's connected to the lunar cycle and is our original nourishment that we receive as a people. And so that can be made as a very good offering to the moon. And while the offerings and prayers are being made, it's time to use music as the catalyst in this alchemical evolution that you are creating. And in past lessons, I have shown you some universal melodies that are good for this kind of ceremony, like this one. And everyone will have their own, not everyone, but a lot of people will have their own lyrics that they know, and that's a really good way to involve the group, because this is a non-hierarchical kind of ceremony, but it's still good to have someone leading it along, and that's a good way to get participation, is with that familiar melody. People might not even realize they remembered it until they hear that melody again. And another melody and song that I really like for what I was talking about before, remembering our sovereignty and our ability to make a change as we exist in this physical world, is this one that I've learned at ceremony before. Allow yourself to become a reality. Allow yourself to become a reality. Allow yourself to become a reality. You would make a beautiful truth. And you keep singing that over and over, and people will start picking it up and singing along, and it's very powerful to have the whole group singing together in harmony. And once you've done all the songs that you want to do and all the prayers, and you feel it's time to start bringing the ceremony to a close, I find it's nice to use a closing song as well. And once again, you can use any song that you find appropriate, but here's one that I like to use that I've also learned from ceremony. The circle is open, yet unbroken. May the strength of the goddess live forever in our heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. And once you've closed the ceremony and have this sense of hope that you have mustered up in everybody, you can just celebrate and enjoy that high energy and spend time with each other, and you'll be very surprised the synchronicities and positive change you see coming up as soon as the next day even. So please try this at home, and thank you for helping us liberate all beings from their own prisoners of their mind and creating positive change in this world. Thank you.